Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on Scraplift Crafternoon. This is a weekly hop that I host here on my channel with my Scraplift Crafternoon tribe. There are 10 of us at this time, and if all 10 of us are participating in today's hop, our videos will be linked below for you to enjoy. There is a playlist down there. I also list our Instagram accounts if you want to go check out and see what we post on Instagram. I know for me, I don't post videos of I don't record videos for every layout I do, but I try to put them on Instagram, so there'll be some on Instagram for you if you would like. So I am going to show you what I'm going to get started with. First, let's talk about who we're scraplifting this week. We are scraplifting Jessica. I'm going to post her layout up here in the corner for you to look at. It is a beautiful layout. It has 3 clusters for the photos. They're circles sitting on squares. And on that note, I have 49 Market's Flower Emporium sitting here. I did take Vicki Bouton's Flower Emporium class, and I had also purchased a lot of extra of her collection, like a lot of extra. So I have all of this product sitting here. I have my 3 photos. There's a title piece and there's some embellishments as well. The original layout has stars. We're gonna see how I do with the flowers because I just want to use all the pretty flowers here. And I've got numbers. So this is it will be a layout about my workout space. When we lived near Fort Campbell, Kentucky, we were stationed there, and we lived in Clarksville, which is in Tennessee. If you are not familiar with Fort Campbell, it sits straddled on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee. And when you're at the commissary, you are in Kentucky. When you are at my husband's office where he worked, you were in Tennessee. So that is always fun to be in 2 places at once. I could literally walk out the commissary door, turn to my left, walk across the little road and a field and another little road and be at my husband's office in about 5 minutes in a different state. So anyway, so I want to pause. I want to get started with this. I am going to use my die cut machine to cut these circles because I flat out don't trust myself to cut them out by hand without making a huge mess. So I'll be right back. While I was using my nested circle dies to cut the circles out from that pattern paper, I also took some time to pre-cut some other things. The green paper, I cut 3 4x4 squares, and then the peach paper, I cut 3 mats for my photos. The larger of the 2 photos are 3.5 inches, so those mats are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and the smaller photo was actually 3 inches, so that photo mat is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I would have loved to have all of my photos the smaller size, but felt like I couldn't cut that much away from all of the photos without messing up the photo. So I'm just going to have to deal with having one photo smaller than the rest. I do stay pretty true to Jessica's design. I really love her layout. It is awesome. I do things just slightly different. Of course, I swapped out flowers for most of the stars, although I do put stars and circles both on my layout, so that makes it nice and easy to put this one together. So I don't think I actually explained what my photos are. These photos are of my workout space, which will be the first photo. The middle photo is a picture of me after a very sweaty workout in my workout space. And the third photo is a photo of my weight tracker for my workouts. I believe I was doing P90X during this time frame. I still use Beachbody, who are now known as just Body workouts, and I still use weight trackers. Although I'm not doing P90X anymore, I am doing something called Dig Deeper with Sean T. I'm about finished with that one, and then I will start 25-minute speed train with Joel Freeman. Joel Freeman is actually one of my absolute favorite body instructors on their website, and I actually own a couple of his workouts digitally on their website because they're not selling DVDs anymore. I have P90X on DVD. I have several other of their workouts on DVD, but right now I'm just using my Body's subscription to work out. And working out is very important to me for a couple of reasons. I have a herniated disc in my back. It is from a combination of having mild scoliosis and giving birth. So when I say that my kids are a pain in my butt, I'm not even joking. They really are. They don't like it when I say that, though. I think it's funny, but they're not as amused by it as I am for some odd reason. Anyway, so because of those herniated discs, it is very important for me to keep my core strong and in alignment, because as long as my spine or my core is strong, my spine stays in alignment and I have very little pain. One of the other things that you will probably hear me talk about over the next year or so as I scrapbook the year 2017, I made a huge dietary change in 2017, and I eliminated all of the foods that cause inflammation for 30 days using a diet called the Whole 30. And then at the end of that 30 days, that first 30 days, I reintroduced several of those foods back into my system. And that is when we discovered that I have food allergies that I wasn't aware that I have. And unknown food allergies can cause a buildup of inflammation. And for me, it caused a buildup of inflammation in my spine. When I started the Whole 30, I was actually taking daily tramadol. Probably needed something stronger than that because my spine, I was in pain even with the tramadol, but I don't like pain medications, and so tramadol was the only thing I would allow them to give me, and even then I really hated taking that. At the end of 30 days, I was able to discontinue the tramadol and the naproxen that I had on standby. And today, I don't take any pain medications regularly at all. This was literally just with a simple diet change. Yes, I discovered I have a ton of food allergies. No, food allergies are not fun. I am not enjoying missing out on dairy. That's the one that I actually struggle with the most. Dairy also really upsets my stomach and causes a flare of my autoimmune disorder, which I also don't appreciate. All right, I got this layout completely finished. I mostly stayed very true to Jessica's original layout. I swapped out flowers for most of her stars, but I did put some stars in there as a nod to her, and I added some circle elements as well in here, plus the chipboard scalloped borders from this collection and a tag for journaling. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. Please make sure that you check out that playlist listed in my description box below so that you can watch how everybody else interprets this gorgeous layout from Jessica. She is an amazing creator, and I loved scraplifting her, and I love seeing her work online too. I've seen lots of her work. She is very, very talented. Again, check out that description box below for our Instagram account links as well, and you can see some of the things that you don't see on our YouTube channels for those of us who don't record everything we create. Again, thank you for being here, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Happy Sunday. Bye.